Alright, here it is, my biggest challenge to date so far. What's going on, everybody? It's Alan Thomas, aka Shadow Assassins, and today I finally have the picture that I promised I would have for the past couple, I guess, days, maybe really months, because I've been talking about this for a while now. I painted the Jinsei from Mortal Kombat X. Or I guess more accurately, I could say the Jinsei and I think it's the Elder God stage from Mortal Kombat 4, which kinda sorta is the same stage depending on how you look at things. But anyways, in my, I guess, tour de force of painting all these Mortal Kombat stages, this is what I was actually leading to. This was actually the reason why I painted so many Mortal Kombat stages in the first place, was to, I guess, build up my confidence to where I thought that I could paint this accurately and not totally screw this up, which I don't think that I did. This came out way better than I actually thought that it was going to. I may actually try to paint this again at a later date. While going into this though, my process for painting this was, I know in the last environment painting that I did, I can't remember which one that was off the top of my head. I believe it was the Portal stage from Mortal Kombat 2. I think that was the last one that I did. But I talked about how I had somewhat of a structure for how I did environments now. I think I completely went against that with this one. There was no planning for this one when I did. I guess because I had so much going on at one time, and I knew that I was going to paint the actual Jinsei, or the energy of Earth, whatever that mess is. I was going to paint that last, so I sort of went from back to front in how I did this painting. So I sort of started out with the wall in the very background, which how I was going to do the rocks and stuff. I had no idea. Like, I don't know how I was going to pull that off. I still don't know how I did it. It just sort of spontaneously happened, and it came out very well. I don't even recall having to paint rocks like that before. I know I completely messed that up in the Sagat painting, or the Sagat stage painting that I did, which y'all can check that out if you want to. I have many a fighting game stage painting at this point. But I sort of started with the back wall, and then I painted over top of that with the floor, and kind of used a different tone just to be able to select, just to make it easier when I was selecting the different colors as I was painting. So I painted the floor a completely different color after I did the wall, and I sort of just moved from the far back part of the room and made my way forward. So I went ahead and tackled the wall and the floor, and after I did the floor, I started doing the I guess whatever weird panel that is where the stones are around the Jinsei. I went ahead and started coloring that in, and I got a lot more detail into that than I originally thought I was going to. Well, I guess accurate detail. I know talking about this, it sounds like I was very unconfident in this drawing. I really was, but I just, as I was doing it, I didn't know how I was going to pull certain things off. It was just happening, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Then after that, I went ahead and started coloring in the actual faces, which is the element of this Jinsei painting that I borrowed from the Elder God stage in Mortal Kombat 4. I really love I didn't like the way that they put though it worked for the stage, I guess, the statue faces in the Jinsei stage in Mortal Kombat X. I like it, but I like the actual hologram faces, if you want to call it that, I guess, for lack of a better term, from Mortal Kombat 4. I thought those were amazing. So I wanted to incorporate that into this painting. Now, one thing that I will say that I sort of changed my mind on, and I wish I could go back on this, I changed the tone of blue that I used for this painting. I sort of went with a sort of greenish blue, after a while a borderline tealish color. I shouldn't have changed it. Not that I shouldn't have changed it. I mean, I like it. I like the picture as it is, but I think the regular blue that I had would have been closer to the original. I have no idea why I changed that down the line. But in any event, I went ahead and did I guess the holograms for the faces, and got those blocked in, and then I went ahead and colored in the stones, and I sort of two-toned those so that I could once again make it easy for selection. Wanted to make this picture as easy as humanly possible on myself, considering that I was doing this completely unplanned and unstructured. I want to say unstructured is the word that I need to use, because I'm not going to say none of this was planned, but there was no rhyme or reason as to how I was doing this, which was why I sort of did the start from the back and work my way forward, because otherwise this was going to get completely, I would have been overwhelmed doing this painting. So then I went ahead and painted the actual top to the little the chamber piece to the Jinsei. I did the top and the bottom of that. And then, of course, I started second guessing myself and changing my mind on things. So I changed the color of the actual faces, and I changed the color of the walls in the back. And then I started planning details. So I did the rock structure into the walls, which, like I said, I didn't know how that was going to come out. And I did the wood paneling on the floors. I guess the rocks or bricks or whatever those are supposed to be, which when I first started out, I thought was going to come out terribly just because of how sloppily I drew the bricks. But my mindset was, most bricks aren't, especially if this is supposed to be like not even bricks, but some sort of boulders or rocks, they shouldn't be completely uniform. Like, they should have some varying size to them. So I left the line sloppy and was praying that it was going to come out right when I actually filled it in, which it did. So I'm happy. So then from there, after I got that detail in, I went ahead and got the detail in on the faces just to give myself an outline to paint over. And then I did the sort of ancient inscription lines, for lack of a better term, I don't know what I would call that, in the roof of the Jinsei, and hammered that out, and then went ahead and filled in any other details that I needed in the picture. I guess the rest was on like the stones and the little rocks in the corner and the floor paneling in the back. And then from there, I went ahead and started shading. Shaded the back wall, which that really brought out the rocks and stuff that I used for the wall. It came out really good. Like I said, I was shocked because I never really painted or pulled off rocks like that before. Like I said, I messed that up in the Sagat one, so I guess I learned from that, which is why you do this anyways. So yeah, I was really proud of how that came out. And then I went ahead and did the details and shading into the floor panels, and just kept adding more shading and more layers onto the floor and the rocks in the wall, I guess. No, I'm stuttering a lot, but it's like I'm looking at the painting that I did as I'm talking right now, so can sort of get a reminder as to what was going on through my mind as I was doing this. So then I went ahead and shaded the faces, which I had to go back and shade over twice just to make sure I got the detail that I needed in here. So I shaded in all the faces and then went back with a harder brush, because as I've said before, I normally paint with a brush opacity of about like somewhere between like 13 and 20. And I went back and I think I heightened the brush to like 50 or 60 and did like small details into the face. So got that hammered away, and then I started getting just the shading in on the rest of the pieces of the chamber, like the roof and the stones and whatnot. So then from there, I went ahead and did what little highlights was needed for the background and the floors of this painting, because there weren't many unless it was a surrounding area of the Jinsei. And stone faces needed a lot of, I guess, highlights in on certain areas of the face. And then I went ahead and tackled the roof and got just a tad bit more detail into there. And then I started working on the center Jinsei piece, which I guess is the essence of Earthrealm. God, I love Mortal Kombat. Anyways, so I got that layered in, and then I started, I put highlights on the back 3 stones, because I guess you would see the reflection of the Jinsei onto those. So I went ahead and put the highlights on those, and I filled in the actual eyeballs of the faces, which started to make this picture look very creepy, but it came out nice. Yeah, after that, I started playing with the detail a little bit. I sort of warped the painting to try to create like a little bit of a haze. I'm not even sure how noticeable that is in the actual picture. It may not be because it's so slight, but a little bit of the haze where the actual Jinsei was going to come into place. So I made that haze and then used first a blue brush and then went back over top of that with a strong white and created the inside of the Jinsei almost like lightning strikes. And then I just erased what I needed to not come through the top of the chamber that it's supposed to be like emanating from. I'll block that in and finish the picture off. So then from there I went ahead and started putting in, I guess, the leaking of the Jinsei, if that makes any sense, into the cracks of the rocks. So I filled the Jinsei cracks in, or the Jinsei into the cracks in the floor, And that was the last bit of detail that I put into this picture, and from there it was finished. And I went ahead and added like a the last thing that I added was the flames in the back, and went ahead and put like an orange hue onto the picture in those areas, like sort of painted against the walls and around the floor, I guess, if there are flames like far away from the picture itself. And after I tackled that, I was finished. So there was my Jinsei painting. And I've been waiting about, when did Mortal Kombat X come out? 2015. So yeah, about 3 years I've been wanting to paint this, and I finally got it done. And I like it. And all these environmental paintings that I've been doing have led up to this. So I'm happy with it. This is the Jinsei. Now, if anyone's wondering if I'm going to keep doing environmental paintings after this, the answer to that is yes. I will still be doing fighting game paintings. I just don't know what is next right now. I'm going to be taking a break for this, at least for, who am I kidding? I don't know when I'm going to randomly end up painting another painting. It'll probably be sometime next week or something. I have no idea. But I have a fusion drawing that I'm going to be doing in the next couple days. I may have something in between time. I'm not really sure. But, yep, this is it for now. And this is the Jinsei. If you have a sort of fighting game arena or something that you would like to see painted, or some type of environment, let me know. At some point I'll try to get around to it. If you leave a suggestion, leave your comments, let me know what you think about the actual painting itself. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications for all of my paintings and just motivational videos that I put onto my channel. And now I'm about to go ahead and get to work on my actual webcomic, because I got Shad Assassin's. God, I got a couple pages that I need to do for that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to work now, and I hope you all have a good one. I'm out.